good evening, everybody. This is the last day that I'll be doing subsims, at least for now. I have decided on my next project, but let's finish this off. I just got this game a couple weeks ago. So the game I played last time, Dangerous Waters, I was playing it and I was like, well, is there anyone online who has done any, let's play of this and, shown some tips and tricks? And so I found this guy, FPSchazly, who did Let's Plays of Dangerous Waters way back in the day, 2013, 2014. And so I was watching some of his videos here and there, and then one day, I was about to watch one of his videos on Dangerous Waters, and he popped up with a current stream of this game. And I basically watched him play this game for, 5 minutes, and then I went and bought it immediately, because this is another really great submarine game. It's a little bit more like Seawolf in the sense that a lot of the simulator aspects are kind of taken care of behind the scenes, but aside from that, it's a lot of fun. So let's take a look. So these are the single missions that are available at the time. I've done the duel a few times, In the Presence of Wolves. The cool thing about this game is that it has two different time periods that you play in. Either you play in the mid-80s, 1984-ish, or you play in the late 60s, 1968. Now, I've been playing the campaign mode in 1984, and I'm playing it on... So one thing that I have to say is that the game difficulty scaler thingy is a little bit goofy. Like, there's... when you first get the game, it starts out on quote-unquote casual. And then I was like, well, I'm not really a casual player, so I'll turn it up to the next level. And the next level is realistic. And there's quite a... I haven't played it at all on casual, but it seems like there's a fairly big jump in difficulty. Or at least I don't assume there is, because this is by no means a casual difficulty level. I will probably die. Well, maybe not probably, but there's a decent chance. But the other thing is that I've been playing the 84 campaign mostly, and that's interesting. But just yesterday I tried playing a mission in the 68 campaign, or in the 68 time frame, and oh man, all the tech gets so much lower, it's ridiculous. So we're gonna try to stick with the 84 campaign right now, and let's see. I haven't played this one before, so let's give it a shot. You get to pick from a variety of different nuclear subs. Depending on the time frame, the choices that you have are different. Each sub has its own ups and downs. They're all nuclear subs. There aren't any, at least there aren't any American diesel electrics simulated in this, which is kind of, I think, realistic. I don't think the US does diesel subs anymore. And there are enemy kilos, but as far as I can tell, so far, you can't play on the Russian side at this point. But anyway, I kind of like... I mean, the Los Angeles class is kind of a fun sub to play. It's fast, it's got a good weaponry loadout and all that stuff. But the Narwhal's a little quieter. I don't know. Maybe I'll just play with the Los Angeles class. It gives me... Since I'm fighting a wolf pack of subs, it might be better to have a larger number of wires to use. So we'll accept this. And here we go. So I'm not playing this game on the highest visual quality because my machine is a little bit lethargic for it. So I'm playing it in 720p instead of 1080p.
On sonar, new contact bearing 094.
Okay,
Designated
so that's the funny thing is that I bought this game, I played it for a while.
Sonar, new contact bearing 113. Designated Sierra 2.
Yeah, I get it. I bought this game...
Sonar, new contact bearing 172. Designated Sierra 3.
I got this game, and I played it for a few days, and then I finally actually watched the credits after I died in the campaign. And it turns out the FPSchazly guy, who introduced me to this game by way of his stream, is the sonar guy, does the voice work for the sonar guy in this game. So I guess they got a bunch of people from subsim.com to do the voices or something like that, because they were all kind of identified not just by their names but by their online monikers. So that's kind of cool. So basically, the flow of this game is you get dropped into a mission area. You either have to look for your
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
You either have to look for your targets, or more frequently, you'll get some idea of where they are by either where the last contact you had was, or by where the current contacts are. And you'll kind of go through and try to classify as many of them as possible.
Con sonar Sierra 3 is classified as merchant.
And a lot like Seawolf, you kind of just match up. You kind of just match up the lines. Very much like Seawolf in that way. There we are.
Con sonar Sierra 2 is classified as submerged submarine.
Uh-oh.
Con sonar Sierra 2 is cavitating.
Crap. Okay, so this Victor 3 has detected me.
Shoot tube 3. Aye, sir.
So I'm going to shoot a tube and load up a Moss decoy.
Con sonar launch transient from Sierra 1.
What's the current
Con
conditions?
sonar launch transient from Sierra 1. Con
that.
sonar launch transient from Sierra 1.
Wow.
Shoot tube 1. Aye, sir.
I'm a little amazed that they're pinging me that quickly.
Shoot tube.
Con sonar launch transient from Sierra 2.
Okay. We're probably going to lose the wires because I'm going down. But not much I can do about it. They detected me pretty quickly. And... dang it. Oh, that's him.
Con
That's the
sonar
Oscar.
Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
So what's going to end up happening... let's see what we've got here. I've got 3 torpedoes out and 3 wires. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the wire on him because he's not really my real target. Then I'm going to make a course
Come
here.
right to 063 helm I.
And I'm going to actually no, they'll be fine. I'll leave those up. And actually I'm going to make a oh, this is going to be fun. He shot a full spread right at me.
Come left to 333 helm.
So I'm going to speed up a
Make
bit.
turns for
See if I can get out of the way of these things.
knots. Maneuvering aye.
And I'm just going to drop these because I'm going to need to load up some more.
Con sonar torpedo in the water.
What,
Torpedo
really?
in the water. Bearing 095.
How is that? Oh, they must have aircraft. So aircraft are pretty ridiculous in this game.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1. Last bearing. Come right to 053
I'm probably gonna get killed.
helm I.
Because they detected me before I got a good lead on them.
Con, dive at 70.
Come left to 343
We'll see what happens.
helm I.
You get decoys.
Con sonar torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing
I know.
194.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
Con sonar lost contact.
Con, knuckle formed.
So you can kind of you can drop decoys to blind the enemy torps, and you can also do maneuvering at high speed, which can also...
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 129.
And torps will, at least on this difficulty level, torps will do a pretty good job of re-catching onto you after you avoid them.
Con, knuckle formed.
Oh, that one's still on.
Flooding in the machinery space.
Yeah, they got me.
Come left to
I'm probably gonna get killed.
094 helm I.
Damage control parties. Lay to the machinery space.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Yeah, propulsion is down, which means that I'm losing speed fast. The ship is flooding.
Passing 800 feet.
Yeah, I'm done. Yep. Whew. So, that is what happens. Both the enemies escaped. But we'll try it one more time. That's weird, little bug there.
Con, sonar, new contact.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Okay, so we're gonna try this one more time. Because I barely even got to describe what was happening before I got killed. I didn't even think to use my mouse. What the heck?
Con, sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as
Okay.
merchant.
Check the conditions again.
Make depth 700 feet. Dive high.
Okay. So, basically, the way that this game works is, if you have a target, you get a solution percentage, which gradually grows and shrinks depending on what's going on. So that's one thing. You can control the movement of the ship with the keyboard or with commands using the things over here, for instance. Generally, you try to identify the signatures faster because it helps bring up your solution faster. Since that's a surface ship, we're not too worried about him right now. You can do damage control. You have a... Oops.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
You basically have a team that you can move around. So repairs happen everywhere, kind of slowly, but you can speed them up by moving the team to prioritize. And
Come right to 0,
As
2,
you all
6,
saw-
helm I.
at least on this difficulty level... Oh, there's...
Con, sonar, new contact bearing 298, designated Sierra 2.
Now you see the two
Con, sonar, new contact
Man.
bearing 302, designated Sierra 3.
An alpha? Really? I'm gonna leave that one alone for now.
Con, sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as submerged submarine.
That's the Oscar. This guy... He's awful quiet. It really looks like an alpha.
Con, sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as
Alternatively
submerged submarine.
Call it that for now. Okay, so we've got 2 subs, it looks like. You can kind of tell whether they can hear you or not, based on these numbers right here. So these numbers are my detection numbers, and these numbers are their detection numbers. So right now, he's got a towed array, and he can probably just barely hear me on the towed array.
Make turns for 0 knots, maneuvering I.
And the Oscar has a towed array. The Alpha does not. And so, as long as they don't actually ping me, we should still be relatively undetected.
Make turns for 5
Ambient noise
knots. Maneuvering aye.
seems to help with that sometimes. I want to get a solution on that Oscar so I can fire on him, and then I can get the heck out of here. Oh, and you can the oh man, the models are really nice. It's just really beautiful. You can see the sunlight filtering through the... Yeah, it's just really nice looking. And if you have a good solution... I guess we don't have any good solutions yet. No, we do. Oh, well, maybe not good enough. Here's the Comsomol. Once we get a 95% solution, we'll actually see them on the thingamajig. Another thing that's interesting about this game is... What have we got? So, you can basically move the camera around. You can kind of cheat a little bit in the sense that you can tell whether or not there is aircraft by hitting the aircraft view button, because it'll automatically show you all aircraft, because unless you're on the surface with the periscope up, you have no way of detecting them at all. So, I mean, hypothetically, if I wanted to, I could fire on them right now and then just book it. Maybe that's not entirely a bad idea. I don't know, I'd like to get a 95% solution on somebody. So yeah, you don't control whether the towed array is out or anything like that. You just kind of let stuff go, basically. It's a lot easier to handle than Dangerous Waters. You don't have to do TMA yourself or anything like that. There's data on all the different things that you're going to be fighting. So you can kind of get information on what's going on. The Alpha's a really cool sub. It has a titanium hull, so it has a really, really deep depth that it can go to. Unfortunately, it seems like, just looking at this game, it seems like the floor never really gets below about 1,900 feet. So even if you were able to pilot an Alpha, you couldn't do as much with it as you would want to. Meh, you know. There's a lot of different Soviet subs that are modeled. So that's kind of nice. Yeah, so here's... these are, submarine launch standoff ASW missiles. This is what happened to me last time. Basically, the Oscar launched the SSN-16 missiles at me, and they dropped torpedoes right around where I was. They made a really good determination of my position. The Komsomol is just basically a merchant ship. So at 60% or 61%, you get an idea of their bearing. See, we just got bearing on the Oscar. And when you get above, say, 90-some%, you get a nice real-time view of the thing. And it's actually pretty cool. Like, they have... Here, let's see if I can zoom in on it a little bit. I can't zoom in on it anymore, but you can see that there's a couple of guys standing lookout over here. Same thing over on the other side. There's a guy standing lookout there. Yeah, it's pretty detailed. I like the models. They put a lot of work into them. They look really good. So aircraft are really difficult to deal with in this game. They are tough because they
Come left 261, helm aye.
They have a tendency to just hover above you and drop torpedoes right around you, and you don't know where they are unless you're really careful with the aircraft. Whatchamacallit, the aircraft camera. And I kind of try to not use it as much because it's kind of cheaty. But it is like the only thing that lets you survive against them, because that way you can tell when the helicopters are dropping sonar, doing dipping sonar and stuff like that. And they're pretty good at detecting you if you're not careful. So we got 70% on the Oscar. So I did that course change. If you do a controlled course change, it generally increases your solution percentage. If you do uncontrolled course changes, your solution percentage goes down. So we may actually be able to get a quote-unquote visual on this guy before long, but maybe not, because the solution just went down a little bit. But yeah, it looks really good. So the Oscar has us on their toad. Almost certainly. It's pretty cool. It looks like our sonar... What's the word I'm looking for? It looks like our sonar... shadow? Image? Depends on relative bearing and things like that. It's pretty neat. Okay, he's got us. He's got us on passive and on active. So it's time to...
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
Time to shoot.
Con, fire control. We've lost the wire.
That's fine.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 2. Con sonar, Sierra. Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 3.
Alright.
Come left to 2.
Let's do this.
Make turns for 3 knots. Maneuvering aye.
We're deep enough that we shouldn't cavitate. So that's another thing, is that the cavitation depths are pretty much just like set depths for a given speed. You cross the line and you just start cavitating immediately. Yeah, it's a little cheap,
Con,
but that's
fire
probably
control. We've lost the wire.
That's probably how it actually is in reality too. So I'm not going to.
Con, fire control. We've lost.
Con, helm, steady course.
Yeah, we're losing wires because we're going too fast. Yeah, he's pinging. Yeah. So the Russian torpedoes generally have a fairly short
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
a fairly short range. Okay. Just looking at those tracks, you can kind of tell, because the Russian torps aren't wire guided, so you can kind of tell based on the first few seconds of their trace, kind of where
Come
they're
right
headed.
to 2, 5, 8.
And since
helm
they're not
high.
wire guided, if you can get out of their, the Russians will usually fire a spread of torps with snake.
Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 3 knots.
And let's get an idea what's going on over
Make
here.
turns for 5
Yeah, that
knots.
Oscar's pinging us like
Maneuvering
crazy.
aye.
We'll slow down. Yeah, they always seem to fire a direct spread pretty much immediately,
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
which is a little weird. So we've got one of
Con
their torps.
sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 302.
I think we got him. I think we might manage this one. Because that one is not active yet. Go back to this. Oh, and we've got a visual on the Oscar. So, yeah, so we can see him now, so to speak. That's always kind of nice. And it looks
Con,
like...
maneuvering. Making turns for 5 knots.
It looks like we're going to get out of the range of all those torps. So they have a range, a seeker range of about 1,000 yards. So as long as we stay, you can see right here, as long as we stay 1,000 yards away from it, it won't actually start tracking us, probably. But we still do have to watch out for,
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
the missile-based torps. So you'll see, this is a thing that happens in,
Con sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 326.
What, really? 326. That's this one, but...
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 304.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
I might have fired that moss in the wrong direction.
Con sonar, lost contact.
We'll see.
Sierra 1, last bearing 300. Contact faded.
That torp is tracking, look at that. But it looks like it's tracking the moss. So the moss is basically a decoy torpedo. It fires off at a fairly slow rate, and it makes the sounds of my
Con, torpedo
Los
room
Angeles
2-4 ready.
pretty closely. And so what will happen is that torpedoes will frequently, not always, but will frequently follow it instead of me. I'm gonna drop
Make
back
turns
down.
for 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Yeah, and then you see it's tracking it. So as long as that happens more than 1,000 yards away from me, it will probably continue to track the moss on
Con
the way
sonar,
out.
regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 300.
And that Oscar's firing
Shoot
again.
2-1, aye sir. Shoot 2-3, aye sir.
Alright, we're gonna drop those wires because we don't need them,
Con sonar,
and we're gonna get moving.
Make turns for 3 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra
oh, you
3,
see it?
last bearing
It-
2.
it caught the moss, but then it,
contact faded.
Then it tracked onto me instead of the moss again.
Con, torpedo room
So we're in trouble.
2-2 ready.
Somehow this must be a different torque because it's tracking over a much longer range than it should be. If it were one of the ones that the Oscars typically use.
Con sonar, torpedo in the water.
Yeah.
Torpedo in the water. Bearing 312.
It's alright, I think we can do this. Let's see.
Con sonar, lost contact.
Con, knuckle formed.
Yeah, it's tracking. And it didn't...
Con, knuckle formed.
Yeah, it is really tracking. Oh, it lost it. It lost me.
Con sonar, regained contact.
Con, knuckle formed.
Make turns for 5 knots.
Can I manage
Maneuvering
it?
aye.
Oh man, I'm out.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing
It's gonna hit me.
332.
Butting in the engine room.
Yes! Propulsion's offline. That means that we can't go fast
Con
anymore.
sonar, torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 333.
Yeah, we are probably toast. What was that? Was that me? What happened there? Wait, I'm not sure what happened there. Did I literally just explode? Oh, you know what happened? I was below crush depth. So your crush depth drops when, sunk by implosion, yeah. Your crush depth drops when you get hit, and it can get all the way down to half of your real value, is what it says in the manual. So, oof. Secondary objective: survive. Thanks a lot, guys. That's tough. That's a tough one. So a lot of these missions are like very similar to what you'll end up doing in the campaign, only you kind of do it randomly in the campaign and stuff like that. Ooh, this sounds cool. Alright, so we gotta take out this typhoon. I'll give myself a little advantage there. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, they kind of randomly choose...
sonar, new contact bearing.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Alright. So we're gonna try one more. Time to...
Con sonar, new contact bearing. 3, 4, 6. Designated Sierra 2.
Well, that sure looks like the typhoon.
Con
right
sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
That could be a Charlie. It could be a Sierra. It's a little too hard to tell at this point. We'll switch over to Sierra 3. I like the music in the game. It's very appropriate. I don't know, I kind of wish there were a few more tracks, but it does the job. I'm not going to complain.
Con sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as submerged submarine.
Yeah, they've got really good... We're basically in big trouble already. The difficulty on the level in this game is pretty high. I guess hypothetically I could go in and choose... we got a little bit more light on him. It really looks like a Sierra.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as submerged submarine.
Ambient noise is really low. These numbers seem really high in reality. Like 75 dB is, but I guess I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they're normal. I don't know. I guess the ocean waves can be pretty noisy. I really love the models. They look so nice. Like, if I zoom in a little more, you can kind of see like little bits of bubbles floating up from it as we go, and sometimes like vegetation on the seafloor shows up and stuff like that. Oh man. If that Sierra really is that close, we're in deep trouble. Because it's got us. It'll ping us if, I don't know, man.
Make depth 700 feet, dive high.
So the interesting thing, again, it seems like a little bit of a cheat, but once you classify a contact, it shows up here, including an actual idea of what its depth is. And the depth thing seems to actually be more information than you have, in the sense that I've classified something as a ship before.
Con sonar, new
and then it
contact
showed
bearing.
the ship
3,
underwater.
5,
I'm like,
8.
well, that's clearly
Designated
not
Sierra
what that
4.
is. Victor 3. Oh,
Con
shit.
sonar, Sierra 4 is classified as submarine. Con sonar,
Yeah,
launch
we got-
transient from Sierra. Con sonar, Sierra 2 is con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 4.
Shoot 2-3.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 1. Come left to.
Make turns for 3 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Yeah, they're pinging me like crazy. And I'm gonna lose all these wires because I'm gonna have to speed up. to
Con
get out of
sonar,
here, so-
lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 3, 5, 4. Contact faded.
So I may as well just get going. Yeah, they are not slouches in this game. I tell you what.
Come left to 241, helm aye.
Con, dive at 700 feet, dive aye.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 017. Contact faded.
Yeah, they're just pinging me like crazy.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
Yeah. So you have to be careful. If you try to launch a torpedo at full speed with one of these, or flank speed with one of these things, you will typically break the tube. So there's a lot of carefulness required. Generally, if I want to launch something, I'll have to slow down to under 20, I think, and then launch, and then speed back up, which can be dangerous when you're being chased by torps. It's kind of ridiculous. My guys need time to reload the tubes anyway, so. Gosh.
Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 3 knots.
Yeah. We may be able to escape the first barrage. And if our 3 torps manage to catch any of these 2 or 3 guys that we're aiming at, we may be okay. So you can kind of, use... It's too bad you can't rotate the map, but you can
Con,
kind of
torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
use the lines to draw.
Con
information.
sonar, lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 006. Contact faded.
Come on. Yeah, they're just pinging me like crazy. If I don't take them out, I'm not going to have any chance to get close to that typhoon. Yep, and then the red lines are torpedoes. And that's their active ping going. You can hear their active ping from a lot further away than they actually can track you, which is useful because it means that you can generally track them pretty well, even when they're far away, and even when you're going at full flank speed, basically.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
Alright, so we got 2 tubes and 1 decoy ready. It looks like those 2 are tracking the moss, which means it may be time for me to slow down a little bit.
Make turns for 5 knots.
Get an
Maneuvering
idea of what's
aye.
going on.
Come right to
Try to
287.
make sure they're
Helm
not
aye.
baffles. So one thing that they do simulate is they do simulate baffles. So if you get behind someone, you'll see that
Con
they're
sonar, regained contact on.
That can't-
Sierra 1, bearing 002.
there's no way the typhoon's that close. There's just no way.
Con sonar, regained contact on. Sierra 3, bearing. Con, helm, steady course.
There's a lot going on over there.
Rig shift for ultra quiet.
It doesn't help me to rig for ultra.
Con sonar, regained contact on. Sierra 2, bearing
Is he really that close?
018.
Oh, we go.
Con sonar.
Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 5 knots.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 4.
Shoot 2-3. Aye, sir. Shoot 2-2. Aye, sir.
Come on. Those two are on snake
Make
patterns.
turns for 3 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Come left to 273, helm aye.
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
That's fine.
Con, helm, steady course.
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
It's too bad that we lost the wire, but that typically happens when you go above, say, 25 knots. And when you start turning and things like that.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
So we took out one guy, the Sierra over here. In fact, we can probably see him on the... or not. Yeah, there he is. So the Sierra is down. That's nice. I spend a lot of time in the tactical map, honestly. Possibly too much. I don't know. I can't show off the cool models as much, but, like, at the same time...
Come right.
Make turns for 5 knots.
Are you
Maneuvering
kidding
aye.
We've got a torp right there?
Come left to 202, helm aye.
Wow, they are just firing like crazy.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Fire another decoy. Yeah.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 4.
They are
Make
tracking.
turns for 3 knots. Maneuvering aye.
They're tracking something. Yeah.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4. Last bearing 021. Con helm. Steady course. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4. Last bearing 021. Contact breaking up.
Okay, we took another one out. So contact breaking up typically means you hit something and it's made the noise of a submarine breaking up. So typically that means that you no longer need to worry too much about it. Are they going to track the Moss or not?
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
Just maintain course. What did I take out? I took out another I took out a Victor 3. Okay, so they both are looking at the Moss.
Con sonar. Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 036.
Dang it, it's tracking somehow. It's like a magic torpedo. Unbelievable.
Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 3 knots.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
really help to use the noisemakers when they're that far away, obviously. It depends on what they do, because some of them have a tracking thing where when instead of
Make turns for 2,
some of them
0,
have a tracking thing where
knots.
instead of
Maneuvering eye.
Shoot 2-3.
Make turns for 3, 3,
And I'm out of
knots.
moss.
Maneuvering eye.
I have to.
Come left to 138 helm I. Come left to 091 helm I.
See, it's tracking the moss, but I get the feeling that it's going to I don't know, man.
Come right to 135 helm I.
I'm just gonna keep dropping decoys and hope that it traces the moss or something. Come on, baby.
Con helm. Steady course.
Nope, it's tracking.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 3, 3 knots.
Come left to 356 helm I.
Yeah, the torpedoes track really well in this game. Like, they're pretty darn good at it.
Con helm. Steady course.
It might be the difficulty level that I'm playing on or what, something like that, but man, they track really well.
Make turns for 0 knots. Maneuvering eye. Make turns for 0 knots.
Come on,
Maneuvering eye.
get us out of here. Is it gonna track that guy?
Con sonar regained con.
Make
It looks
turns
like it's tracking the moss.
0
Aha!
knots. Maneuvering eye.
Our last moss. Thank goodness for it. Alright. He's going
Make turns
in
for
absolutely
5
the wrong direction.
knots.
That should
Maneuvering
give us
eye.
enough leeway to not get killed by him. We've taken out
Con,
all the
maneuvering.
escorts,
Making turns for 5 knots.
so they won't be shooting any more
Con
torch
sonar
shells.
regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing
Right.
009.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Alright, now it's time for us to vanish. Until we can get a good track on him. He's pinging us.
Con sonar regained contact
Oh, wait,
on
Victor
Sierra
3.
3, bearing 029.
No, but the Victor 3 is down, right? Oh, man. This is ridiculous. Okay, so I can get an idea. If I can just wait for him to ping me. There he is.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir. Shoot 2-2. Aye, sir.
Con sonar launch transient from Sierra 1.
Shoot 2-3. Aye, sir.
Come right to Con sonar launch transient from Sierra 1. Con sonar switching to active search.
I haven't used active sonar, I think, ever in this game. But we've got him! Yes!
Shoot tube 4. Aye, sir.
He's in big trouble. And he fired those in exactly the wrong direction. That's excellent for us. Except, oh, god dang it, that torp is coming back.
Make turns for 3 knots. Maneuvering aye.
It's really bizarre. It just, like, hooks right around for me.
Con, fire control. We've lost the wire.
Yeah, that's fine.
Con, fire control. We've lost the wire.
Yeah, we're gonna lose them all. That's just how it goes. Let's reload.
Con, fire control. We've lost the wire.
If that torp doesn't take us out, I don't know what... This is ridiculous.
Con sonar, switching to passive search.
Back to passive.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 005. Contact faded.
It's a... Oh, it's done! It's done! We are safe. Oh, that's beautiful.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Oh, yes! Ha-ha! Alright.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
So I'm gonna speed time up a little
Con,
bit.
maneuvering. Making turns for 5 knots.
Yeah, so you see, those guys are chasing the moss, but they're going in.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
They're doing loops instead of hooks.
Con, torpedo room, tube 4.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Ultra quiet. That last torp, the one that's still green, hasn't activated yet, so it won't be chasing after the moss. Yes, we've got him. We've got him. I'm pretty sure. Oh man, I wish I could activate that torpedo right now. See, those are my own torps chasing my own moss, which is ridiculousness. But I think we got him. Unfortunately, I can't see him because I don't have a good enough, whatchamacallit, I don't have a good enough... Oh, it looks like these guys started tracking too. The Typhoon's last moments. I think we got him. Something's tracking... Oh, that's tracking that other moss. Dang it. That's ridiculous. You can see the sunk subs in the distance. I like it. Yeah, he's pinging us again.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 001.
He's at a pretty decent distance, 14,000 yards. Oh man. Yeah, you can see that, like, the noisemaker, I think, is where the noisemaker really is. And then, you know, so he's actually right over here. I don't know. It's tough to say.
Come left to
Change
281.
bearing.
Helm aye.
Maybe we can get a view of him before he goes down. There he is. So he is in pretty deep stuff. Because my torps just hit him. Oh, that was a hit. That was a hit, but he's not done yet.
picking up.
Yes. Beautiful. He's going down. Oh, that was fun. Was that not the fun? Is that torpedo toward me? Yeah, it is. Alright. Just speed up to get out
Make
of this
turns
way.
for 3 knots.
And
Maneuvering
he settles
on
on the bottom of the ocean floor. It took 3 torps to take him down. That's a pretty ridiculous ship right there. I mean, the Mark 48s are not little torpedoes. Yes, we got him.
Con, helm,
The interesting
steady
thing here is
course.
that it won't let you quote-unquote quit combat as long as there are weapons nearby, because technically you're still in danger. So, I'm just gonna get the heck out of here until there's no more weapons anywhere near me at all. Oh man, 4th torpedo, totally unnecessary.
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 3 knots.
Oh, alright. Looks like we'll probably stay at 700 feet. At 700 feet, you won't even cavitate at 33, which is pretty nice. That's it. We took them all out. I like the painting on the front of that one. Yeah, we got him. Alright, so that was pretty good. Let's finish. Are we clear? We're clear. Sunk, sunk, sunk. No system damage. So, on this difficulty level, you can either get really lucky or really unlucky, and there's not a whole lot in between. Anyway, I think that's a pretty good episode for today. So, that was Cold Waters. It's pretty new. It's really good. If you liked any of this sub stuff and you like something that's really fun to play and really challenging, go for it. Anyway, I will catch you all later. See ya!